Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of X Malice, and I believe this is going to be our last video with the game. Although, I might do one more video to wrap up as like a post-synopsis thing. I'm not sure yet though, because we'll see how burnt out I am after I finish editing all the videos that I have recorded. We'll see how burnt out I am after I finish editing everything I've recorded. But yeah, we have the criminal section of the game's chapters, which I'll be reading, and I have no idea how long this could be. We'll see as we go along. So obviously this will be on the side of Adonis's characters. Hopefully I can remember all the voices. You could just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Instead of doing the voice effect, I'm just going to read in a normal voice, because it's kind of a pain in the butt and takes a really long time to do the voice effect. So I hope y'all don't mind that. The X Day incidents. Judgments meted out by avengers filled with sorrow, justice, deranged love, guilt, fear, solitude, hatred, despair, fanaticism, sorrow. The painful emotions that took root in their hearts compelled them to stain their hands with blood. And I don't believe we can change any settings, so yep, starting. Tetragrammaton Labyrinth? Ogata? What, did it say 9? The 9th executioner is Tomoki Ogata. After his wrongful arrest 2 years ago, he's lost his job and family. It wouldn't be odd if he turned his hatred on not only the police, but his wife for leaving as well. However, I wanted to believe you, but I can't do it anymore. Because I've started doubting you. I believed in the words of the police instead of you. I could have fought alongside you, but I chose to give up. That's all there is to it. I'm just not strong enough to continue supporting you. I'm sorry. Thank you for all you've done for me. He cannot bring himself to hate his wife after her tearful apology. Mama, why do we have to leave Papa? Daddy did the right thing, right? I'm sorry. Until the moment her mother took her away, Ogata's daughter believed in her father's innocence. And at his workplace. That guy is always so annoying. I'm glad he's gone. He got what was coming to him because he kept complaining about others. There was no shortage of people who spouted off heartless things with no regard to his pain. Tomoki Ogata hated making excuses above all else. He was tough on others, but tougher on himself. He never compromised his sense of justice. That was normal to him. What was everything I believed in? His entire life collapsed so easily. What is your wish? I don't know. How did this happen? Why did all this have to happen to me? I've thought about it so much, but I have no answer. I just thought that I should help that man being harassed at the station. Was that a mistake? No, your actions were just. Do not blame yourself. Well, just doing things doesn't mean I'll be rewarded for it. I've become painfully aware of that. There were other people who ignored that man who was being harassed. There were bystanders, and they stood there while we jumped in to stop it. But the police didn't listen to the bystanders and made us look like the bad guys. No one believed me. Then they sweet-talked me into confessing to crimes I didn't commit. I couldn't find a reason to live anymore. Do you wish to die in despair? I'm all alone now. If I'm just going to be ostracized by the world, I would rather. You shall not perish without proving your justice to the world. It is everyone else that is wrong. You have done no wrong. I have no place in this world. If you don't have a place in this world, then you should make one for yourself. Make one. That's impossible. Yes, it is. I want to remake this world, where only despair can be born. We must join hands, and together we shall create a new world.
That is when you shall make it known that your ideology is just. That I am just. In order to incite a revolution of the will of the people and bring a righteous rebirth of Japan, I will need your help. What can I do? Tell me, until today, have you ever doubted your own sense of justice? No. Then, maintain that spirit and put it into action. The same way you've always done. Have faith in your sense of justice. Justice. That's right. Do not be afraid. To know what is evil and what is just. Show those people who don't understand. Show them how the world must be. We shall prove your justice to them. And we will create a new world together.
So we get to see how he seduces everybody. And now the 8th one, which is Hana.
The 8th executor, Hanako Kobayashi. She is a cheerful woman, but her past is far darker than her looks.
Ah, we really get to see some interesting stuff that we didn't get to hear before. I always wondered what was the deal with Hana and a couple of other people that I didn't really think they adequately explained.
She blended in with the crowd, made no enemies, and she made sure she didn't cause any conflict.
Man, it's all so boring. It's all the same thing, day in and day out.
She's your typical everyday woman you'd see in every city in the world. Until that day.
What is this? I've never heard a song like this before. It just goes directly to my heart. I feel like it's crushing it. My mind and body are becoming one with the song. I've never felt anything like this before. Yasuhiro Ishiki. Hiro.
That song changed her. Before, she only sought to not only make waves, but she started to express her own opinions. And soon, his music became a crucial part of her life.
The concert today was great.
You're that girl that's always in the front row.
You noticed?
I always hear your voice. Thank you for all your support.
Hiro, your songs are really great. I'll be your fan forever.
That's great. I'll be sure to make the next one even better. Because of you and the rest of the fans' support, I can continue to sing.
No, it's all thanks to you. To see your star shine is my dream.
Yeah, I'll keep singing and chasing my dreams. Make sure you get home safe.
Yes! Hiro, he knew about me. And he even said thank you. To me. I'm so happy. If it makes Hiro happy, I'll do anything for him.
Ishiki was then recruited by a big agent who caught one of his concert performances, and his route to a professional career was paved. She became overjoyed and waited for the day his songs would bring happiness to more people. But Ishiki was mistakenly arrested soon after, pulling the plug on his professional career.
Why? How did this happen? Hiro did nothing wrong. The one who was at fault was the guy who was harassing Hiro. And the one who arrested Hiro. What happens to all Hiro's hard work now? It's not a matter of just apologizing, because he hurt Hiro. He made Hiro sad. And I couldn't do anything to help him. I hate this. He'll pay. I hate this. He'll pay for this. I'll make sure of it. I was able to change thanks to Hiro's music. He taught me to live life. And that it can be fun. He showed me a brand new world. My precious, precious Hiro. I will be the one to save you this time.
Her feelings for Yasuhiro Ishiki had changed from admiration to love. And because of the mistaken arrest, that love had become twisted now.
I just went to his green room for a bit. Why was Hiro so upset? Maybe he's just being shy. Like, he didn't want me to see him concentrating.
Apparently she hasn't realized that she's turned into a flat-out stalker.
I don't mind that at all. There's nothing about Hiro I don't like. He works so hard. That's why there were talks about him getting a contract again. I won't let anyone get in the way this time. I'll protect Hiro's dream.
Your wish. Is it to give your all to him? I can sense that you have the will to do anything it takes to protect your loved ones.
Of course! No one can forgive someone if they hurt the one that you love. But in my case, I'm up against the police. It's not like I can just attack them.
You want to administer judgment upon the evil that ensnared Ishiki.
Yes, but killing won't be enough. I'll punish him and make him regret it. I'll torture him before I kill him. Even if he cries and begs for mercy, no matter how much he bleeds, he won't get away. I'll make him wish for death.
Yes, malice that creates sadness must feel the hammer of justice.
I know, right? I think we'll get along.
We need your help so that we do not allow more of the sadness that befell him.
Sure, if it's for Hiro after all. Hiro, wait just a little bit. My love for you can't be expressed with mere words alone. I'll prove it to you soon.
It's so weird she didn't really have her own case. Akito is 8th. That was a really cool picture of him. The 7th executor, Akito Sera. You regret that your slothful inaction contributed to your sister's untimely death.
Akito, are you going somewhere again?
Yeah, to my friend's place.
Oh, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Just talk to Mom. I'm not good at giving advice. He was indifferent to his sister. He didn't hate her, but he lacked any particular affection for her. Academic studies, playing with friends, hobbies. A young man in his late teens has many things they might consider more important than family. To him, his sister, who constantly looked at him with depressed eyes, was nothing short of a pain.
Is Mom working late again?
I don't know. I'm gonna get dinner out.
Akito, you're composing a song again, right? Can I listen to it sometime?
No way. I don't want family to hear it. Why don't you play with your friends? You just sit at your desk all day. Studying is fine and everything, but you need to find something you like.
There's nothing I like. People hate me whenever I do anything. They say I'm creepy, so if I do anything...
Whatever. I'm going out. At his age, family closeness grated on him. He didn't hate them, but interacting with them would make him feel irritated. He felt like family issues were a drag, so he purposely avoided his sister. He threw himself into his music and used it to ignore his sister. He didn't have any room for anything else.
Why? Why me? I didn't do anything. They say it's a crime for me to breathe, that me being alive is bad. Everyone feels bad when I'm there. But when I don't go to school, they come after me. Why?
Kanade.
Akito!
What are you mumbling about?
I just...
You ditched school again? Don't make Mom worry about you so much. She's already busy with work. You're in middle school now. You can't slack. He should be smarter than other kids his age, but he didn't notice the changes in his sister. No, he pretended not to notice them. Well, book smart's different than life experience smart and relationship smart. His sister had always been shy and timid, unable to interact well with others. At times, her awkwardness irritated him. But that's her own personality. That means it's her own responsibility, he said. He purposely distanced himself from her.
Akito!
I'm concentrating. Can we do this later? I'm about to come up with a sweet hook.
Say...
I told you I'm busy.
Akito, are you happy?
What's with you all of a sudden? You're creepy.
Nothing. I forgot something in school. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, poor kid. Those were his sister's last words. Kanade,
Died?
There were multiple main offenders, but she was chronically bullied by her whole class. He wasn't shocked, because it didn't really come as a surprise to him. There were so many signs that he saw.
Just go talk to Mom. I'm not good at giving advice. You ditched school again? Don't make Mom worry about you so much. I told you I'm busy. What's with you all of a sudden? You're creepy.
That day, that moment, no, even before that, there were so many chances he had talked to her. He knew that his sister was troubled, and he pretended not to see it. Right before she headed to her death, his sister asked him if he was happy. What did she mean? He'll never know that answer now.
I killed her.
It was none other than he himself who had walled off her last escape route. I understand your pain.
And he already was suspicious there.
In order to rise above your sadness, I will provide you with power. However, I am still hesitant.
Of allowing me to join you?
Yes, you are very intelligent. Your feelings of guilt outweigh your sadness. What we seek is hatred and sadness. If you still feel guilt, you cannot move forward.
I thought you were some scary terrorist, but you're awfully sensitive about these things. Don't worry about me. I do feel guilt, but I want them to suffer even more. I'm prepared to take my revenge, and I've shown you proof of that.
Yes, you refer to your sister's suicide note. Not only are the main offenders' names on it, she has written the names of the entire class like it was a part of a curse. Many people led your sister to her death. The entire class are sinners. We agree with that. Hiding that note from the police is proof of your desire for revenge.
I was wondering if his parents knew about that. I mean, I kind of figured they didn't because he said that if they had presented that note, they could have won that case. Please, lend me your strength.
Very well. From this point onward, you are our comrade. Betrayal of our grand cause will not be tolerated. If you will not regret this, swear an oath.
Yes, if you will grant me my wish. I will even take the hand of the devil. Oh, that's what Sasazaka said.
Sugawara. The sixth executor, Rika Sugawara, a woman that has been stalked for years. You met your friend at a cafe after work today. She's your high school classmate, eh? Was it fun? Her life is being watched all day. You were up late last night. If you don't sleep well, your beauty will fade. She's followed along her commute to work. I'm sure you had a bad day at work. Your boss gave you a dirty look. Don't you worry, though. I've dealt with him. He sent anonymous, slanderous letters to her work. You received a letter from a man. It's for a reunion, but you declined, right? I won't let you see any man besides me. I won't allow it! Her mail is defaced. Her phone rings constantly. You only have me. Stop! You moved, disconnected your phone, locked yourself in your room, complained to the police. I will watch over you forever, no matter where you are. I'm watching you. Please. Let's die together one of these days. That's the ultimate form of our happiness. Please, stop. Wait just a little more. I'll give you all my love. I'll kill you no matter what. Stop it! Her nightmare never ends. What is your wish? I want all men to vanish from this world. You can do that, can't you? Kill them. Kill every last one of them. There is no meaning for us to do it ourselves. You must be the one to deliver that punishment. Me? Unless you judge with your own hands, fear will plague you for all eternity. Murdering your hated target is not the end-all. In order for all to live in a happier world, you must fight to regain your daily lives. We shall give you the means to do so. This is to bring about the future you wished for.
My future? What are you talking about? The future doesn't exist for me anywhere. I'll kill the disgusting men, and then myself. None of them deserve to live. None of them! They have to be erased from this world. All of them. And me.
Why must you give up?
Huh?
There is no reason for you to lose your future because of malicious humans. What I want to know is the wish from your heart, the original hope that you have forgotten due to sadness binding you. It must have been a small wish. You wanted to live a normal life, isn't that so?
Yes. I just wanted a normal life. I wanted to fall in love and be loved. Work, get married, and live a normal life. That's all I wanted, and it was all destroyed. I'm tainted now, and it's all meaningless. Even if I kill him now, I can't get that back.
Yes, you can. From henceforth, you will be reborn. No one has the right to steal your future. Don't give up. There's no reason to be afraid. Don't say that you have no future. You have the right to be happy.
Are you crying?
Because I can feel your sadness. Fear, pain. You just want to vanish. Because you're feeling so much pain. It's no wonder you would think this way. However, we want to see the future together with you.
My future?
Fight alongside us to erase this sorrow.
You're crying for me. You'll fight with me?
Yes, in order to give you back your true self.
I finally found you. You are my god. And that's where things could have gone horribly wrong if you had been less careful. Number 5.
The 5th executioner, Manabu Soda. A young man whose delicate mind was destroyed by undeserved malice. He was your ordinary average kid.
Isn't that guy creepy?
Yeah, he's so weird. Just garden variety childhood cruelty. They didn't care who it was that they were targeting. They didn't need a reason. But the sudden malice turned toward him caused nothing but fear to him. Unable to deal with that fear, he fled. Manabu, what's happened? Why won't you go to school? He wouldn't tell his parents. He didn't want to admit his weakness.
Soda, everyone's waiting for you to come back. Come back to graduate with everyone. It'll be okay.
He couldn't trust others' reassurances. He didn't listen because they didn't understand. The friends that laughed yesterday would just yell and spew venom at him. He fled out of fear from facing people who had changed so abruptly. However...
Thanks!
You're way too strong. You're a god.
Thank you. You're such a big help.
In the game world he ventured into out of boredom, everyone was kind to him. The stronger he became, the more he was praised. He was genuinely appreciated for helping the weak. That was all it took for him to feel worthwhile again.
Similarly to how I got addicted to online games. You help people out, they depend on you, it's fun. The next thing you know, you're playing 18 hours a day.
Alright, just you wait. Shogo's here to help you all. Alone in his room, the world inside the screen was everything to him. His hurt, weak soul found something within the fake world that he could be attached to. And then, that world was destroyed. Why? Why? I would never do that. Damn it. Is this a bug? Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! He was not at fault. He was just playing the game as he usually did. But the bug that occurred in the game ended up destroying everything he created.
Couldn't they have done a rollback? Oh, darn it. No, go back. I'm sorry, I skipped a line and I can't go back. It won't let me. You mean Shogo the PKer?
I got backstabbed! Go to hell!
You're the worst. Why did I ever trust you?
No! I didn't do anything! Why? Why did this happen? What is your wish? I don't have a wish. I don't trust anyone. I did nothing, and everyone betrays me. It's my fault. I'm weird. That's why everyone betrays me. It's not your fault. You're more sensitive than others. That is all. See? So it is my fault! Do you really think so? Do you believe that weakness is a sin? Those who hurt you do not understand the pain that you feel. They don't even know they hurt you. They feel no remorse and mock you as if it were nothing. They pay no heed to your victims who bleed, even when that victim is you. But it doesn't hurt some people. I'm just not tough enough to deal with it. So in the end, it is my fault.
Oh.
Do you really think that? Why must you have to live in fear of such unreasonable malice? It is the world who is wrong. Don't you think that it would be better to change the world that hurt you? Change the world? That's right. You are hurt by guiltless malice. You blame your innocent self and live in a shell. There are many weak and kind people like that. If you will take our hand, we can save many of the weak like you. Me? No way. That's impossible. There's nothing I can do. Nothing. Yes, there is. We shall provide you the means. All you need is the courage to save the weak. Why don't you extend your hand to the weak, not just in the game, but in the real world as well? By doing so, maybe your kindness will finally be recognized. You won't betray me? I understand your weakness, but I also understand the courage inside of you. My courage? I'm not wrong? It's not my fault? I can save lives? Yes, let us protect the weak together. You will protect them. In order to heal the scars you have taken. Save the ones that are crying somewhere in this world, who are just like you. Please, fight alongside us.
I feel the sorriest for him. Yes, I definitely want to do a post-mortem of this game. Well, I not really mortem exactly, but well, you'll see what I talk about when I get to it.
The fourth executor, Shion Uno. The third executor, Suzune Uno. 10 years ago, their mother had a complete mental breakdown and murdered her husband and committed suicide. Because they were so young at the time, they were sent to live with relatives.
Dear, don't you think it was a mistake to take them in? Especially Suzune. I thought she'd be quiet, but she has outbursts and throw things. Who knows what she might do next? She's the child of a murderer after all.
We can't kick them out now. It's too late for that.
I hate this. Why do I have to breathe the same air as those children? If she was going to leave them behind like this, maybe she should have taken them with her. Well, she tried, unfortunately. That's part of the reason why they're like this.
Suzune could not accept the fact that her mother murdered her father, and she subconsciously created another personality. To the young girl, it probably seemed like the only means for her to protect herself. But the people around her only viewed her as a murderer's child. Suzune shut herself off from the world, and Shion tried to protect his sister. To them, the only family that they had was each other, and they were the only ones they trusted.
I'm sorry. If it weren't for me, they wouldn't talk badly about you.
Don't say that. If you weren't around, everything would be stupid. And I'm not as strong as you think.
That's not true, She. You're smart, and you're good at sports, too.
I'm only doing that stuff so that people around me will shut up about everything else. I'm a man, and your big brother. You don't want a brother you can't rely on, right?
I don't care about all the other stuff, as long as you're by my side.
A big brother has his own pride to defend.
Is that how it is?
Yeah, Mom and Dad are gone, but I have you. I'm the one that's grateful that I'm not all alone. They were codependent. Though heartless things were said to them, even if the world did not need them. There was no place for them to run. They could only continue to endure things, and endure the scars on their hearts. When they turned 18, they'd find out the truth about their mother's death. I want the people responsible to experience the same pain we felt. The ones who pushed your mother to kill herself are evil, without a doubt. If you wish to administer judgment upon them, we will assist you.
She...
Huh? What's wrong?
I want to help you too.
What are you talking about? You don't have to. I'll do it all by myself.
You want me to just shut up and watch? Then what was the point of me being born? I will kill them with my own hands, or else I won't be satisfied. Mom and Dad felt so much pain. Mom and Dad felt so much pain when they both died. I will have to tear them apart before I kill them, so they feel like Mom and Dad did.
The sinful ones must receive a fitting punishment for their crimes. Because you did not have the power until now, you were hurt by others around you. You have endured more than enough pain and suffering in your lives. Yeah, you're right. We never had anything that we were afraid to lose. Except each other, right?
Because we're the children of a murderer.
Don't you find us creepy? Well, you're a terrorist boss, so you're probably used to murdering people. Well, at least getting people to murder other people? No. The death of others is very sad.
Huh?
You two seem to think that you have no value and that your lives are not worth living. However, that thinking is wrong. We need you. You need us? You do not need to give up on anything. You can bid farewell to those sorrow-filled days. We shall provide you with the help you need. And you will judge evil with your own hands. Now down to 2. Sanjo, who totally needed way more time in this game. Why did he only show up in one single route? The second executor, Keisuke Sanjo. Forced to work in a harsh environment, he experienced the seedy underbelly of the police organization and the cruelness of people firsthand. This man feels despair for the whole world. Originally, he was an honest and upstanding man. Ugh. You bastard! You embarrassed me! I'm sorry. What did you say? It's supposed to be, I'm sorry, sir! I'm sorry, sir. Apologizing isn't enough, you useless piece of garbage! But, Torodoki, I was just following your orders to... Don't talk back to me! He was put through an unreasonable environment. He tried to adapt to his reality, but when people do so, they sometimes forget that they also have the option to flee. Hey, did you hear about Takagi? Huh? He's been suspended, right? Did something happen? You don't know? He committed suicide. When did this happen? I don't think anyone knows about that. Then swept it under the rug. They made it look like he resigned first. That's terrible. Then again, it can't be helped. Yeah, it's his own fault for not trying to get out of here. You know, what are we even doing here? Beats the hell out of me. That's wrong. Let's all protest and make our voices heard. Don't just sit here and endure the pain. We have to get our revenge. I don't know why, but no one would even consider it. Our power to think was taken away. Hey, you're taking charge of this case for yourself. Yes, sir. What the hell? Snap out of it! Youngsters these days are so damn mopey. Want me to put some spirit into you? Now stop making that face. This is for your sake. Don't you want to be a proud officer of Japan? I'll teach you how to become one. Thank you, sir. What is your wish? Nothing much. But there is sadness within you. You hate the police and wish for its destruction. Don't misunderstand me. I'm only throwing in with your little party here because it sounds like fun. Fun. Yeah, a terrorist group trying to bring about a revolution, helping regular people to exact their own revenge. The weak are given power to turn on their masters. I just wanted to see if this scheme could actually become reality. I see. You have resulted in that way of thinking, because you have sensed despair in humanity. Right. Humans can only live by building on top of the sacrifices of others. If living is enough to be called a sin, then this world won't change no matter what you do. Your despair runs deep. However, no matter how desperate you become, you must have a wish as long as you are alive. That earnest wish you have deep in your heart. Will you tell me what that is? If there is one thing that I want, it's to see this world completely broken. I want to see a world that's a clean slate, where people can live without egos or greed. That is a grand ideal. Yeah, I think so too. Besides, I'm no saint. You can call it belief in an innate good. I think it's okay for the world to be in a state where only clean people exist. Isn't that stupid? It's a child's dream. A fantasy to allow me to avoid reality. In the end, I'm just afraid. I want to ignore all the dirty things, the scary things, the malice that threatens my daily life. I'm just a coward that wishes for destruction. You are certainly someone who can accurately profile themselves. And the ideal you wish for is very beautiful. Are you agreeing with me? I've heard that you guys were upholding your own form of justice, similar to what the cops do. What was it? Making Japan so the weak join up? That idea would never work with my self-destructive wishes. Not at all. The ideal world you want is extremely close to what we envision it to be. I'd like to see it as well. Where all sadness is vanished, and the egos and desires of mankind will be crumbled to dust, creating a pure and honest world that is free of all malice. Then show me. If you'll show me something as fun as you claim, I'll do as you ask. I've got nothing to lose. I'll do anything you want. Yes, let us grant it together. In order to create the world of Zero, I will need your help.
And then one is the last. Rei Mikuni.
The first executor, Rei Mikuni, son of the current Prime Minister, Yukihisa Mikuni. From the moment he was born, this young man was promised a bright future.
Born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
However, he willingly discarded that. Rei, because you are my son, you must behave appropriately. His father, Yukihisa Mikuni, was a typical capitalist. In other words, he was an aggressive opportunist. He'd find a way to generate money from oppression. He believed the gap between the rich and the poor was necessary, and that cheap labor powered the nation. He was a politician with a skewed viewpoint. Make sure you keep your distance from the poor. We live in a different world from them. I won't live like you do. Rei Mikuni rebelled against his father's extremist ways of thinking. To cut off and exploit the weak, you overlook the sadness in front of you and build your empire out of the blood of the working class. It may be a viable method for success. However, I absolutely cannot agree with your ideals. What do you have to be dissatisfied about? I've given you everything you need. What more could you possibly want? You will never understand me. Aren't you trying to become a politician? Whatever you do, don't drag me down with you. I saw that Rei Mikuni had clear and honest eyes from the first time I met him. This was 10 years ago. That was when I met with him. So, you're Yuzuru. Who are you? I am Rei Mikuni. I'm your half-brother.
Half-brother? Oh my god, they're dropping this bomb on us here? I mean, am I mistaken? But they never said that anywhere else, right? Why didn't they mention this in Yanagi's at least? My god.
Oh, you're his son. I don't think of him as my father. Even at the time, Yukihisa Mikuni was rumored to be the next in line for a position, a prime minister. He was famous for having numerous mistresses. Anytime the press piped up, he'd have them silenced. He gives his mistresses large sums of money and housing so as to keep them locked away. It was obvious that Rei Mikuni detested his father. No matter how much you deny it, his blood still runs through your veins. There's no point in putting on a front. You're just concerned with self-preservation. We both are. I won't become like that man. Japan will rot away under him, so I must find a way to change things with my own hands. That is the only mission entrusted me. I must save as many people from hurt as possible.
And who entrusted this mission to you?
Mission? That arrogance proves blood is thicker than water. I clearly remember that thinking. Rei Mikuni did not feel sorrow. He felt anger and hope, and had a pure conviction. Being such a man of integrity, I'm sure he'd become a revolutionary figure for the people. But he's different from me. I knew that the moment we met. He will never understand the hearts of the weak. He will never understand me, and I will never understand him. So, what do you want with me? A teary reunion with your long-lost brother? Unfortunately, I'm not interested in that. No. I felt I had to see this through to the end, the results of my father's actions. Heh, that's stupid. Then why didn't you come sooner? Why didn't you save Mother?
Oh, I think I got the voices mixed up. I'm really sorry, but this thing doesn't let me go backwards. See, it just says monologue, so I can't go back.
Your mother died while being torn to pieces. Your father killed her. If you're some kind of savior, you could have helped her. I wasn't blaming Rei Mikuni, or simply dumping all my hatred onto him. I didn't like what a hypocrite he was. You're powerless, just like me. I wanted only to throw that reality into his face. But Rei Mikuni, with determined eyes, looked straight at me and nodded. I will do anything within my power. His eyes glinted, with a light unfitting for an executor. In that case, prove it to me. That moment, I decided to use Rei Mikuni. Let's do something big together. Something big? Yeah, something that would surprise your father. I want to rid the world of sadness, every last bit of it. And I need your help to do that. Let's see, 10 years, that should be enough. From then on, Rei Mikuni and I discussed our ideals numerous times. We spoke of these childish, yet strangely possible empty dreams. You're strong. One day, Rei Mikuni suddenly said that to me. You sympathize with the weak, and you too should be hurt yourself. Your heart always stays strong as you look ahead. I believe that someone like you is the most fit to lead Japan. I thought that was stupid. I don't want to become the ruler. I don't want to physically control this nation. No matter how much we talk of our ideals, I will never fundamentally agree with Rei Mikuni. He has a conviction that can never be bent. His arrogance can push forward without other. His desires change, even if it harms the weak. I knew the true strong one is you.
Sometimes I get worried. I think you're looking into a future so far away that I cannot even imagine it.
He was dead on. But I can never tell him. I'm different from you. It's fine. We're on the same path. I will guide you. I ease his fears with platitudes, so that I can erase the strong like him. You and I can change this country, Rei. Let's change this country.
Zero. This is the final interrogation for executors. Why do you need me to do this?
It's just a formality. I need to hear how determined you are.
My conviction has not changed. We planned the X-Day project together, and I'm prepared to give my entire being to it.
For this nation?
Yes, so that I can eliminate as many people drowning in sorrow as possible.
Is that truly what you wish for?
What's that supposed to mean?
You just want to drag your father down. You want to deny your own bloodline. You don't want to acknowledge your father. You hate being viewed as the same thing. You say it's for Japan, but in actuality, you just want to rebel against your father's methods.
No, I truly wish for a revolution for this nation.
I didn't say that is a bad thing. Ambition, jealousy, and anger drive people. You can work for the good of the nation. Even if the spark was rebellion against your father, you will surely get results.
It's an honor to be acknowledged by you.
It wasn't meant to be a compliment. As always, you're pure. Changing the country is no easy task. We prepared for years by obtaining military might, financial power, and political power. Until the very end, until everything is returned to zero, this war will not end.
Yes, we must change the world with rampant, ever-present crime that victimizes the weak.
And for that revolution, we need a leader. Someone must bring down the first judgment. Rei, you will be the first executor.
Yes.
The future of Japan requires that a price be paid for it. You will prove that with your own hand.
Wait, so what did he do? Now we're down to zero.
The final executor, XXXXX. I was a nameless child.
You have no name. Then what about this Yuzuru name?
That is the name given to me by my mother. Legally, I don't exist. A nobody, a human being that doesn't exist in this world. What's with that face? Are you sympathizing with me? I don't know who I am. Normally, one would feel fear from this fact. But I found it to be fortunate. If I am no one, I can be anyone. Yes, to borrow your words, isn't this the mission given unto me? My mother was Yukihisa Mikuni's mistress. She originally worked for Mikuni as a secretary, but one day she stumbled upon one of Mikuni's many misdeeds. To silence her, Mikuni ensnared her with a carnal relationship. After she became pregnant with me, my mother became more and more fixated on Mikuni, and she soon fell mentally ill. That caused Mikuni to distance himself from her, and we both were placed under house arrest, forbidden to be let outside. Despite that, my mother always spoke of that man lovingly.
Yuzuru, come here. I'll read to you again.
Mother, I'm not a child anymore.
To me, you'll always be my child, my adorable Yuzuru. Don't ever leave me.
Yes, if that's what you want, Mother. My mother had come down with a terminal illness. The doctor said she had a few months to live. No one knows when she'll be in critical condition. At the time, I was in middle school. I could do nothing but accept that as fact. This must be my mother's fate. I wished that she would live in comfort at least the rest of her days. At least, that's what I thought.
Yuzuru, as long as you're here, he will return to me, looking for his heir. He will love me again, and yet... Why won't he come to see me? He said he loved me.
Mother, I'm here.
Ah! Yukihisa? You came to see me? Oh my, where did Yuzuru go? His father has come to see him. Please, don't say you think Yuzuru is a nuisance. Is that why you pushed me away? I understand. If it's true, I don't want my son. I only need you, so please, promise me you'll stay by my side.
Yeah, if that's what you want, I'll be by your side.
I'm so glad. Now we'll be together. Forever.
And then my mother died. Never loved by the man she loved until then. She saw the image of the man she loved in our son. It's all right. You lived a happy life. That's what I told myself. But there were doubts swirling in my mind. Was my mother really happy? Even when my mother cast me aside, even when I'd lost my only family, I didn't feel sad in the slightest. But my mother's sadness felt suffocating. She was deceived until the moment she died. I couldn't only see her as something pitiful. From that day on, the world changed for me. Why is this happening to me?
Give him back! Give my child back! Give that murderer the death penalty!
Passers-by, the news, and the silent crying voices. I can feel my heart synchronizing with the sadness of the citizens of this country.
It's his fault my life is a mess. If only he didn't exist.
Fear, pain, hatred. No one understands me. Am I going to die alone? Sadness.
Betrayed again? How many times am I going to be backstabbed? Why are people such assholes?
This is so sad. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, sadness envelops everything. Even the people I have no relation to scream from the heart when their wounds are touched.
Kill me! Somebody kill me!
This world is wrong. Why does everyone just accept this? No. Am I the one that's wrong? Hatred, sadness, despair. The negative emotions tear through my heart. Sadness flows into me and burns my heart. Sounds of weeping erupt from my throat. This isn't normal. I'm not human. I'm something else. That's right. I thought I was no one. This is why I was born into this world nameless. I am the vessel that expresses for others. This is an epiphany. Now I clearly understood everything. I will accept all of the sadness of the world, and then I must erase it. The Prime Minister's assassination failed. Though they were pawns to be sacrificed, many of Adonis's resources and people were spent. We had to reorganize before we could become active again. I decided to infiltrate the police organization for no apparent reason. During the time we were to lay low, my role as the founder had been reduced. I was just a founder in name only. When going through the identities I could take, I happened upon Yuzuru Saiki coincidentally. It was close to the name my mother gave me. I felt it as being something fateful, but it didn't have any other real meaning to it. The place had more holes in them than I thought. It's easy to see once you're on the inside. I've already sent in a few agents, and I wasn't expecting much in the way of results from my own infiltration. However, I thought that I might be able to find some useful sympathizers among the police. Yeah, given Sanjo. Ones who uphold justice and fight evil. When those people organize, they become a troublesome menace that gives birth to malice. But I'm sure there were some that were still pure. One who'd fight sadness while still being normal.
Oh, Saiki, you're here.
My academy classmate, Ichika Hoshino, was someone who met those conditions. You're always hard-working. Did the drill sergeant chew you out again?
That's part of it, but if I don't complete this, I can't be a cop.
Well, I'm sure you'd be hesitant to carry a gun when you haven't before. But everyone can hit the targets just fine, even you.
That's only because they're targets. It's entirely different if they're people.
But if you can't shoot when you're thinking about the targets being human, I think you can still actually pull the trigger when it comes to it.
You don't have a choice to not shoot.
I sensed something off from those words.
Oh, I guess that was Ichigo's line. It's so hard to tell whose lines are whose in these.
Those words were not superficial. It seemed to represent her core beliefs. If there was a criminal in front of you, you'd have to shoot to save someone else, no matter how scared you were.
Even if that criminal has a reason for committing their crime that deserves sympathy?
If you think that, you can't protect the victim. If you let the criminal escape, you may cause someone else to be saddened. You have to shoot. I'll become someone who can shoot.
I see. You're strong.
No, I'm weak. I'm only telling you this because I'm a coward. But there are many people in this country who are weak like me. In order to prevent them from feeling sadness, I can't run away from this challenge. She is a completely normal human being. But my view of her changed slightly from that day onward. For a while, I treated her as an ordinary friend of mine. But when I researched her history in preparation for her experiment, I found an interesting link. Her semi-estranged brother's friendships. Guilt towards his friend Sarah, a young man who'd been wrongfully arrested before. What some may have dismissed as coincidence, I saw as inevitability. When her beloved family is caught up in malice outside of their control, how would she cope with it?
So it was all actually coincidental that so much was centered around Kazuki.
Would she take aim and shoot to resist that sadness-causing malice? I felt that through her, I could see the ideal world. Huh? Who's there? You're not allowed to enter without permission. Zero. Oh, it's you. I thought an adherent had lost control again. I don't know about this idol-worshipping thing, but keeping this outfit and voice is bothersome. There are many things I have to do as a rookie cop, too. You should take my place. It only has meaning when it's you. The deal was that while I pull the strings in the outside world, you will fulfill your duty here. Yeah. I'm that, what do you call it? The believer's hope? I'll play the role just fine. Zero, tomorrow is April 1st. We will put our project into action as we have planned. Are you sure you won't regret this? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you're getting cold feet. Not me. I'm worried about you. I wonder whether you can endure it. Every time you come into contact with new sadness, you agonize as if it were your own. So... You're such a fool, Ray. I made up my mind long ago. I wouldn't have worked for a decade to stop now. Remember what happened 2 years ago? How many people in this country actually remember that incident? 2 years ago, the members of Adonis experimented with a terrorist plot. An attempted assassination of the Prime Minister. The public objective was a coup. But that was only what is known publicly. Whether or not the Prime Minister was assassinated was not important to us. The true objective was to make the nation know the name Adonis as a terrorist threat. We prepared a dummy organization beforehand to make them think that we had disbanded after the attempt to catch the police off guard. It's nothing but preparation for the X-Day project that we will put into action. However, we didn't get the desired effect. People forget the threat of terrorism right away. It would last only a week or so. Lurking dangers are less important than tomorrow's dinner or work. Even with the assassination ending in failure, I believe it had some influence, though the impact was unexpectedly low. That means people in Japan are too used to peace. It needs to become personal. Yes, I understand that. Adonis must be a personal threat. Seeing him not hiding his hesitation, made me realize once again that he is different. Ray blindly follows me, like out of guilt or respect. Or maybe it's because of his mission. I'd never find out, but I definitely know that our paths will eventually diverge.
And indeed they did.
The executors have gathered. Excluding Ray Mikuni, there is a reason why I chose regular people as executors. My plan requires the cooperation of normal people, rising to judge evil. One had the justice he believed in destroyed. One had our God defiled. One had his sin exposed. One fights to protect her heart. One wants a world where he could be strong. Those who desire a place for each other. One who desires the destruction of everything. One who wants to change Japan to prove he exists. They know malice and will become malice. They shall become the beacons of purification. It is required that they show the world that all people have the right to render judgment. Now, let us begin. You, executors who resonate with sorrow. We are Adonis, and we shall bring justice to humanity who continue to create malice. Vague laws, formless justice, ideals remain vivid, but this empty world is full of so much sorrow. Let us end it all, and return everything to zero.
We let you know the X day. Caller X Malice. So basically that was the assembly and roll call of the executioners. Oh, I got a new picture? Oh, was it just the pictures from that? Oh, I got that CG. I really like that picture. Yeah. This is the full picture. Do the zoom. I love panoramic pictures like that, but it's just too bad that you can't see it all in one thing. Let's see, get like that and scroll. This is so beautiful! All of them look really awesome. Ah, and my darling Okazaki is the one showing some skin here. God, he looks sexy. Huh, and that's it for the actual game, all the actual game material. I will do another video, I decided. I'll do a synopsis summary because I identified with a lot of characters in this game, and there is a good lot of, actual psychology in it. I mean, some's not quite right, but some is, and... oh, they did cover a lot of bases, and I wish they had put some of this stuff... well, again, I don't want to make this too much longer because it's already a really long video, but... yeah, hope you'll stop to see by that very last video to retouch on every last little thing there is left. Hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.